Okay, so I was inspired by Andy's video about capturing smoke, and I just wanted to try a different technique. Instead of using a black background, I wanted to try some low-key techniques. It's basically where your light source is very close to what you're shooting, and it falls off very, very quickly. So you don't have to necessarily worry about ambient light. So we're not going to worry about this big studio light. It's not being used. I am using a Nikon D500 and a Tamron 70 to 200 f2.8 G2. But the important thing I want to show you here is the settings on the camera. If I can get this to line up properly. Basically, I'm shooting at f2 or f8, a shutter speed of 1/200 and ISO of 100. Now, what that does in here without any flash, I'll give you a sample of that, is, as you can see, that gives me a black image. There is nothing lit in this image. Even though the ambient light, as I keep pointing my phone at the ceiling, is very, very bright, nothing's coming through the camera. So now I turn my strobes back on, and once I take a picture out there, whatever's in the path of light, which I'll show you how I've got that set up here in a second, is thusly illuminated. So I've got a Godox AD200 with the barn door configuration closed down to just a little slit right here, and I have a red gel in there. I'll use different colored gels and try to get that all set up. I'm reasonably sure with all the ambient light that I do have, I can I can use autofocus pretty consistently or pretty correctly. But I've chosen to go manual focus on this just so it doesn't change on me. It doesn't try to follow the smoke. To generate my smoke, I am using a personal vaporizer or an e-cig, as you like. I find that I don't have a need for a fire extinguisher like Andy did, and that's pretty inconvenient. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my vaporizer. I'm going to blow out a puff of vapor in front of this area of light here. So if I can get this lined up. This is basically going to blast out a stream of light and just light up the vapor that's right in front of it. So I have tested this. I do know that it works. I know that it's pretty cool, and I can't wait to show you guys. So I don't know if I can flip this around or not. Apparently I can't flip it around while I'm still recording. So I need to get my video skills up to Andy's level. So I'm going to try to figure out how to gain as many hands as I can to run you through the actual shot, which means I'm probably going to move my phone around quite a bit. But I'm going to take a draw on my vaporizer, and then we're going to blow it in the direction of the plane of light, and then we'll show you what the pictures look like. So and of course I can't hit my shutter release. But what you'll see that I have been able to capture on the screen is the vapor down here. So I have done some much better ones. I will get some samples out there with what different colored gels do and what it all looks like, but unfortunately trying to do all this with one hand is just ridiculous. So maybe I can set my phone over here and let you guys watch me work for a little bit. Hopefully my phone stays up and it all works out. So now that I'm back in frame, the light is right here, right next to me. It's the only one firing, and again, there's plenty of ambient light, but that Very narrow f-stop, blocks all the ambient light and allows this one to just come through. This Godox AD200 is set at 1/4 power. In case you were wondering, your mileage is going to vary. Obviously, your shooting environment, your ambient light, everything about your setup is going to be different. So what my settings are may not necessarily be what your settings are. But let's go ahead and give this a shot and see what we come up with. And this gives me a much broader chunk of vapor. Now, I will tell you that my focusing technique is I set my vaporizer right where that path of light should be. And then I'll come over here, take a picture of it, and make sure that that is as in sharp a focus as I can possibly make it. Looks like I do need to make some changes here just to ensure that I've got the sharpest possible image. There we go. All right. Just to make things easier to show you, I've tethered my D850 to my laptop, and then that's running via HDMI into my TV. So we're going to give this another shot. I'll set you back up, and hopefully we can get a really good result here. Now, I did find that I had a whole lot of success with smoke rings, but we'll see what we can get here. I found the best images tend to be the ones where the vapor just kind of drops into the scene. I'm going to try to close these down just a little more to see if I can get just that little sliver of light in there. And that actually comes out really, really cool. I can't wait to post these pictures and show you what this does. I'm going to go ahead and switch out some different gels, come up with some good images, and I'll upload them to this post when I put it in the group. Andy, thanks for the idea, man. You did great.